Hello everyone, and welcome back with Mrs. Struble. Today, we're going to do a review video. It's going to be short, sweet, to the point. So, what I really need you to do is, if you have not done any work with areas of squares, rectangles, triangles, and trapezoids, you might want to save this until after you get done with that instruction first. All right? So let's go ahead with our review. Squares and rectangles. Area of rectangles or squares is calculated by multiplying the base times the height. Now we have to identify what exactly is base versus what exactly is height here, okay? When you have a square, and let's just use any old square here. You know it's a square by the right angle. Oh dear heavens, that's super large. Hold on. You know it's a square by either somebody telling you what it was or the fact that it has 4 right angles. Excuse me. So to calculate the area, since all 4 sides are equal, you would just take the length of the side times itself. The base is the bottom. So here's our base, and our height is the up and down. Done. Multiply. Okay? Any size, rectangle, big or small, whatever you have. Okay? We've got opposite sides are congruent and 4 right angles. This is a rectangle. To calculate the area of a rectangle, we're going to take the base times the height. Now let's move on to triangles. In order to calculate triangles, remember we're taking the base times the height and dividing it by 2. But there's a trick here. Some triangles are nice. They're easy. This one tells us there's a right angle right there. So we can use that to calculate the area, making this our base value and that our height. And then we're just going to times it by 2 because there's always 2 triangles in a rectangle, 2 congruent triangles. But we're only looking at the one. So divide that by 2. Base times height, divide by 2. But what if we don't have the right angle? That's where you need to be careful. If you have a triangle that looks similar to this one, there is no right angle that's going to give us an accurate height measurement. You need to look for it, and it'll be marked either inside the triangle. Normally it's like a dotted line here, and it'll always have that right angle sign. Okay? This can be identified as your height, or sometimes they'll have it off to the side here. And you'll see little arrows, maybe, maybe not. And then they'll have the height there. Okay? Either of those can be used to calculate the height of these kind of triangles, non-right angle triangles. Okay? From there, it's all the same. The base is on the bottom. It's the height we need to worry about. Okay? So really, when it comes to triangles, if all else fails, look for that right angle and the 2 sides that are touching that right angle are the lengths you need to use when it comes time to calculate the area. Okay? Trapezoids. The area of a trapezoid is the height of the trapezoid times the sum of the bases divided by 2. And I drew a little diagram as to tell us why this is the way it is. So we denote one of the bases as base 1 and the other base as base 2. We know that they're the bases when they're the parallel sides. Okay, so these two, the top and the bottom here, are actually parallel to each other. Keep in mind that a trapezoid can be any which direction. So even if you have it straight up and down, sideways, you are looking for those parallel lines. From there, again, we're looking for that height. So find that right angle, and here's the height. Now, how we came up with this formula was somebody realized that if I copy a trapezoid and I flip it upside down and put it next to my old one, I end up with a rectangle. Well, not only that, but I end up with a rectangle where this trapezoid is congruent with my original. So I can find the area of this big rectangle and just simply divide it by 2. And that's where we found, well, what did we do? We just flipped this upside down. So this is actually B1. So to find the entire base of this rectangle, we would take B2 plus B1, or you can just put them in order, B1 plus B2. This is the entire base of the rectangle formed from 2 trapezoids, congruent trapezoids, placed together. Okay? We know that the area of the base times the height will give us the area of the whole rectangle. We only want half of that, so that's where the dividing by 2 comes in. Okay? So we're going to take the top plus the bottom, or the 2 parallel sides, add them together, times it by the height, and divide by 2. That's how we find the area of a trapezoid. All right, so once again, this was a very brief, short area review on how to find the area of squares, rectangles, triangles, and trapezoids. Thanks for watching. This is Mrs. Struble with Struble Math. Till next time, see ya.